feel like I'm kind of Obama. My drag name is Obama. Obang your mama. Docturnal emissions. That's who's presenting today. Dr. Lindsay Doe, clinical sexologist and host of this sex-curious show, Sexplanations. She's on vacation. I've got this show. In case you've never been to a drag show before, you have some misunderstandings about how to behave. I've compiled a guide, Docturnal Emissions Drag Show Etiquette. A drag show is a form of performance art in which people exaggerate or impersonate gender expression. Historically, men who dressed as women were referred to as drag queens, and women who dressed as men were drag kings. Crown me, baby. But this was not always the case, nor is it the modern norm. Drag kings are better defined as anyone dressed in performative masculine attire, and drag queens are those dressed in emphasized feminine attire. Drag performers without a gender signifier may do multiple personas and/or play up the gender ambiguity. The performers mainly dance and lip sync, but they may also sing live, spend time teasing the audience, and in some places like San Francisco's Asia SF, they serve dinner. Drag shows are often a part of nightlife at bars and clubs, but more and more often they are held at other venues. I attended a brunch show at the Lush Lounge and Theater in Minneapolis. Other drag shows are hosted at schools, parades, military bases, and on television. What to wear? You're gonna wanna wear clothes appropriate for the location. What you would wear on a second date. Unless it's venue culture, avoid really bright colors, loud hair and makeup, and accoutrements like fairy wings and guns that might take attention away from the performers. What to bring? Bring money. A card if you want to get food and beverage, shirts, etc., but cash. If you have it, a lot of 1s, 5s, and 10s. I'll explain why. Sometimes there's a price for admission. It ranges, whatever the amount, it's cheap considering the cost to perform. Drag royalty on average spend $100 to $1,000 per show with all of that makeup, hair, and costumes. And that doesn't include the time invested. Just getting dressed is around 3 hours. When to show up? Before the show, so you have enough time to let the energy of the event seep into your pores. Get some snacks, empty your bladder, find a place to stand or sit, and wait patiently. Where to sit? I've been in the front and center, once off to the side, and another time way in the back getting glimpses from between people's shoulders. Every position was memorable. If you like being able to see all the details of the costumes and hear what's being said, up front. A word of caution. This brings with it the possibility of becoming part of the show and getting read to filth. Drag slang meaning brilliantly insulted. The show will likely be happening throughout the audience with queens and kings roaming, so avoid the aisles, runway, and the stage unless invited. What to do? Okay, so while you're waiting, the goal is to be polite. People around you and behind the curtains can hear or see you, and they are there to enjoy themselves. There are lots of good places for bigotry, like churches, therapy offices, and spaceships headed to Mars. Drag shows are where you get to exude gratitude. What to expect? Shows are usually hosted by a seasoned queen or king who have a great sense of humor and a lot of sass. They'll warm up the audience and probably give you even more guidance on how to behave. Cell phones off, keep your dick in your pants. Then, one by one, someone will come on stage in really extravagant clothing and do their best to entertain you. The cash I told you to bring, you're going to give generously to the performers in one of 3 ways. 1, by standing patiently by the side of the stage with your arm out until the performer receives it from your hand, not your mouth or your clothes. 2, by putting it in their pockets, if and only if they've invited you to. And 3, by giving it to them at the very end of their show when it's all over. I tend to watch what other people do and how the performer responds to it. If the performer ignores you, it could be that they're in their routine and you need to get out of the way. Money thrown on stage is common, but maybe they don't want a bunch of cash where they're doing the splits. Or maybe the money coming at them like rain is exactly what'll make the show come alive and work it. Work it, girl, work it. Whatever you do, don't hold the cash hostage. Think figure skaters, not strippers. Here's a tip. You can ask the door person when you first come in how many performers there are to make sure that you save some money for everyone. Sometimes people really get into one performer and their money is gone, like that, to 1 star. Others make sure everyone gets a 20. I like to treat the less appreciated newbie performers. Unless there's a lot of drag in your community, performers will likely do multiple songs and showcase their many wigs. Then it'll wrap up again with the host, thank yous to everyone for coming, and lots of applause. Don't touch the performers or talk to them or your friends while the show is going on. Don't try to figure out where someone's penis is or how their breasts or facial hair looks so real. I know. It looks so real. You don't need to comment on what gender or sexual orientation you think the performers are or how much you think their efforts cost. If you're curious, research before you go to the show or after. Spend some time asking yourself why it matters. Don't worry about drag harming your children. Drag has been a positively influential part of theater, government, education, entertainment, medicine, and culture for thousands of years. Don't pretend to be an advocate and show up to bully or shut down a show. Even heckling isn't fit for this setting. Drag performers take risks to express themselves and model the same liberties to others. Performing might be their livelihood, and if it's not, they're often raising money for a good cause. Don't mess it up. How to apologize. If you've done any of these don'ts, please follow my drag show etiquette in the future. Leave a note on a napkin to say sorry and share your experiences with those around you so that they can do better too. Mostly, stay curious. Thank you to everyone at patreon.com/sexplanations for supporting this channel. We don't have other sources of help right now, so everything that we make is in part because of your generosity. If you would like to join these amazing people at patreon.com/sexplanations, you can also become a sexplanat and see my drag performance. How you doing? Circums a lot. Maybe somebody already has that. I'm a dude. I'm really fucking kink. Shmitty shmitty bang bang. And I become a fuck boy. Empty your balls. Am I an ugly dude? Don't.